Assalamu alaikum. This is your computer science teacher, Sir Fawad Akhtar Ansari. And in today's class, we make a function and let's understand the question scenario. So the question is that write a program to, let me highlight for you. Write a program in your chosen high level language to write a function to input two numbers. Like inside a function, we have to input the two numbers, not outside. Like we are not talking about taking the input in the main program. No, we are talking about that write a function to input two numbers. That inside a function, we input two numbers and then we calculate the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of these two numbers. Then we have to handle the division by 0 by displaying appropriate or the suitable message, and then we have to display the result of all the four operations. So understanding the question is a pretty much important stuff. So in the first line say that write a function to input two numbers. So inside a function we will input the two numbers. I hope you got the concept. So let's make a function. I first write def, which is called define, a short form of the def is a short form of define. Now I have to choose the name of the function. So my function name is calculator. Okay, so now I am not passing any argument from the main program into the function's parameter, so that is why I am leaving it blank. Whenever we take the user input in the main program and we pass the argument into the function to the parameter, then we write here a parameter. Otherwise, we are not writing any code in the main program. We are doing everything inside a function. So we don't need to pass the argument from the main program into the function's parameter. So that is why I am leaving it blank. Now here I take two user inputs. So I take a variable num1 and I take data type integer, and then I type input, then enter a number. Now I take other user input, I copy the same code, I just change from num1 to num2, enter another number. Now next step is I am adding a comment so you can easily understand. Now next step is to perform the calculations. So performing, this is a comment, calculations. So now inside the function, first let's take a variable addition, and in this variable I take num1 and then add it with the num2. Then I take a variable subtraction and then num1 minus num2, and then multiplication equals to num1 multiply num2. Now for the division, if we look at the question again, so it says that handle the division by 0. Handle the division by 0. So I use a if statement. I use an if statement that if, let's suppose I'm taking num2, if num2 is equals to 0, then it will display the message cannot divide by 0. So num2 is not possible because it is 0, and num1, let's suppose if it is 5, so 5 divided by 0 is not possible, 7 divided by 0 is not possible, so that is why I'm taking num2. Else, what if the above condition becomes false? So we take else, I take a variable division equals to num1 divided by num2. Now next step is, now we have to display the output of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So I'm adding a comment, output. So print addition is comma addition. Now I copy this code and do the changing here. Subtraction is um, subtraction. I did a small mistake. I did the words variable names capitalized. So okay, it is Python is case sensitive in upper and the lower case, so we have to take care of it. Okay, now next is multiplication. Multiplication. And then in the last, division. Here we can do uppercase because we are just displaying the result. So inside inverted commas we can capitalize. Now it is time to call the function into the main program. So main program. What is our function name? Calculator. So I copy the name of calculator and calling it in the main program. Alright, it is time to test the code whether it is working or not. Okay, it says alright, it is giving some sort of logical error. Okay, it is giving a logical error because I called the function name inside a function. So instead of the inside a function, I am calling it in the main program. So now we are in the main program. Now let's test the code. Okay, now enter a number. Let's suppose 4 divided by 2. So okay, it is giving a correct output. Now another test, 25 divided by 5. Okay, now 48 divided by 5. All right, now let's test that if I input 78 and the other number is 0. So let's see what happens next. Cannot divide by 0. So it is just giving the display of addition, subtraction and the multiplication. Now let's do another test. For example, I input 3 divided by 0. Same thing, cannot divide by 0. Otherwise it is giving us the multiplication, addition, subtraction. Okay, so there are other variants of this program also available. So I give you a task that you do a little bit research and modify this code, add some validation checks, or think about it that how can you further improve this code. Although there are many other variants of the same program available on the Google, so you may Google it, try to build the code, and best of luck for this task. So let's wind up today's class. Thank you so much for attending the class. Take care. Allah Hafiz.